Hey everybody, this is Perch. I see this comment a lot in on Twitter. I see it on my comments, and I see this general sentiment a lot. I don't get it. So this is me kind of talking through, and you can answer my question. I'm usually answering the questions, but this time you can answer my question. So the basic thing that I see a lot, and it's coming out now. So Disney Plus is about to release Miss Marvel, which is the latest in the cinematic universe. Of their efforts so far, I liked WandaVision. Um, Cap Winter Soldier was kind of like that. I don't know. It felt like a bit of a mess. I liked parts of that, and other parts I just were. It seemed like a show that seemed confused about where it wanted to go. That one seemed like a show that should have been a movie. Like I think a lot of editing and kind of tightening that thing up probably would have been a good plan. But anyway, um, and then I liked Loki. I generally thought Loki was pretty good. It was a little bit, it knew that it was being clever, so it was a little bit, being clever for itself, but still, enjoyable. And Moon Knight, I did not like Moon Knight. And Miss Marvel, I feel like, I think it's going to be fine. I think my kids are going to really like Miss Marvel, is my feeling. It has all the, anyway, all the signs that I think they're going to love that one, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, but the sentiment is basically this, and I saw it. One of the news sites posted this article. Is Disney forcing another woke character on us? And then the comments are, shaking, SMH, Disney forcing another one of their characters down my throat. And here's what I don't get about that sentiment, and you see it show up a lot. Um, and I know I've done other videos that like don't watch. I get how the argument. I've said just shut your wallet and you don't need to see this stuff that's make if you feel like you're being forced to consume something, then don't. Very simple. I get that if you are a fan of the Avengers, or you're a fan of Spider-Man, you're a fan of classic Marvel comics, and they've altered the comics in some way. So, for example, let's say you're an X-Men fan. I'm a big X-Men fan for forever, and the Krakoa era you don't like. I still think you have the power to kind of close your wallet and be done with it, but I do understand better the phrase, they're forcing this on me, because you've been a fan, you've been supporting this for a long time, you've been investing, you've been collecting. So I get that they altered it in some way. And so in order to continue up your hobby, your love, this is, I get it. I get it. Again, I still think the smart thing to do is stop buying. And I think you should be really wary, and you should be alarmed at the people who will say things to you like, "But if you don't watch it and suffer, then they'll win." I have every impression sometimes that there is a total psyops operation where Disney hires people. And keep in mind, they have done things like this in the past, where they hire people to go to Reddit and message boards and other things and find people who are anti-Disney or against it, and basically run that same line that if you don't watch it, the commies win. It's like they just want you to watch it. They don't care if you watch it happy or hating it. They do not care. They're getting their cash either way. But anyway, like I said, I get it if you've been a longtime X-Men fan and they've taken it in a radical new direction that is completely different from, what you enjoy and what you like. And it's just, and you say, I feel like I'm being forced to watch something I don't like. Okay, because you're continuing your hobby. I can get on board with that. But Miss Marvel, like if you don't like was there a time? I mean, like help me out here. Was there a time where, major places like what Cosmic Book News and what's that other site that always quotes me incorrectly? Bounding into comics. Um, was there a time that you all loved Miss Marvel? That you're like, oh man, this comic is great, and then now they've wokeified it and they're putting it on Disney Plus. Like, what are they ruining? It was it. I think if it was, I think it's been ruined all along. I guess is my point. If you didn't like it, I mean, you've never liked it. So I don't get how they're forcing you to watch something that you despise, unless you're broadening the umbrella to say, well, I used to love every single thing Marvel, but I'm going to call bullshit on that, because even in I love the 80s Marvel. But there were comics out there I didn't like. Absolutely. They were not batting 1,000. Are there really a lot of you out there who was just you would consume everything that the company had? Is the argument that, there are more worthy characters? Like you really want a Werewolf by Night series, and stupid Disney Plus is giving you Miss Marvel. Is that the argument? By the way, this isn't me asking sarcastically. I'm genuinely trying to understand. Like I said, if you are a big Iron Man fan, and we've learned that they're going to, yeah, I don't know, they're going to now they're going to bring in Hellcat, and they're going to do Iron Man 4, but because they can't get Robert Downey Jr. because he's dead, it's going to be set in the past somehow, and I don't even know how this works because he's married to Pepper. But anyway, they're going to have just him in the armor, and then the show is like Hellcat just yelling at him the entire time. That's the entire movie. That's all they're going to do. Again, I can see you saying, I'm being forced to watch this garbage. I get it. I can see it. But Miss Marvel? And this is not a deep-throated defense of Miss Marvel either. I've said before, and I stand by it in other videos, I think that the Disney Plus series of Miss Marvel is going to be, more or less kind of charming. I mean, it's going to be like a Disney Junior, Disney teen kind of show. It's all lined up to be that. If you are a fan of The Descendants on Disney, you're probably going to like Miss Marvel. I think that's the angle they're going to take. That's the audience they're going for, and more power to you, more power to them, whatever. But with Miss Marvel, if you don't like the comic, if you're not a fan of the character, and many people are not, then I think it's really easy to avoid that one. I mean, first of all, you have to be subscribed to Disney's service. And I see these other sites talking about how Disney has gone full woke, and it's a hateful company, and they're pushing these agendas and everything else. And I do wonder, like, when they say, and now they're forcing us to watch Miss Marvel, I'm like, hang on, you're paying for Disney Plus? Why are you paying for Disney Plus? I mean, seriously, why? You don't like the company. You think they're super cringy and woke. Why are you paying for the company? Or are you, I mean, what'd be even weirder is, like, are you going and you're illegally downloading the episodes? That's even stranger. Why would you do that? Like, why would you take that effort? I mean, and again, I'm curious the answer here. If the answer is, well, I want to download it because I specifically want to see how cringy and terrible it's going to be. Okay, that's a reason. I'm not going to judge. Is there better things to do with your life? Probably. But if that makes you happy, I'm driving around in a car when I could be listening to music, recording into my phone. So, I mean, I'm not one to judge people's crazy behavior. But seriously, why I don't get this. I don't get this attitude. I think it's very easy to avoid this content if you want to. And so whenever I see somebody saying something like that, I don't take it seriously. I don't take them seriously at all. It feels, I've used the word, man, it triggered some people. I got some super pissed off people in my email. I said, this feels like a grift. And I get why, some people are probably like, you shouldn't use, by the way, the word police. I don't care if you are on the left or the right. I don't care if you're a comic pro who's writing me some kind of night letter telling me that I shouldn't, tell Donnie that Twitter is toxic for him. I get those. Or people from the other end going, you shouldn't use the word grift because that's been a word used to attack Comicsgate, and you're feeding into the anti-Comicsgate narrative. Grift is in the dictionary. I'll use whatever word I want. When you do that, I just feel like using the word more. I don't care, but that behavior is cringy. That's another word, by the way, I've been told by the other side, by the comic pro side. Like, cringy is a word that's used by the Comicsgate people. You really shouldn't use that word. Like, stop telling me what words to use, jackass. All of you. But I always think that if you're sitting down at your computer or your phone and you're tapping out an email and you find yourself writing, you shouldn't use this word. Is there a moment of self-reflection, self-realization where you're like, I sound like a lunatic right now. I'm telling another grown adult how what words they should say. Like there has to be some like little. I mean, Is there like a little Jiminy Cricket gets on the shoulder, like you shouldn't do that? Like that, like what is even going on? I'm off right. Anyway, please enlighten me in the comments. I really don't get this one because I do believe that. Damn, I'm passing. By the way, right now on the road, it's a gas station, Love's gas station, and sure enough, it's got an Arby's bolted onto the side of it. And I do think if there's, if gas station fast food places, Arby's definitely fits in that. That's actually not fair. I've had some amazing kind of breakfast burritos and things at a gas station. It's possible that you get good food there, but that Arby's is looking over at me like haunted. I expect to be at a stoplight one day and I'm passing an Arby's, and then I'm going to look out the window and there's just going to be some guy, some cook, like they have cooks, but somebody coming from Arby's with like a giant butcher knife just running at my car. Like, it's going to happen someday. Um, anyway, please help me understand why you feel like Marvel is forcing you to watch Miss Marvel, or why you're being forced to consume this stuff. I don't. And have I got it wrong? Was there a time when Miss Marvel was and the Kamala Khan Miss Marvel, not the old Carol Miss Marvel? Was there a time when Kamala Khan was a beloved character on the internet and everybody loved her, and then Marvel somehow ruined her with politics? Was there? I mean, granted, I do think the Miss Marvel series when it first started, it was more liked. It was kind of like early Spider-Man, and then they did that prison business, which was just a bad storyline. But I think anyway. Help me understand. Help me understand if you wouldn't mind. I don't know. Is it just a buildup of stuff over time? I get it. So, by the way, in a way that I can at least relate to some extent, I was a big fan of Alice in Chains way back, way back, the early '90s. Big fan of Alice in Chains, and I remember once they're doing their they come to stuff the rooster, and then they move right into, and another thing we're very passionate about is environmentally friendly legal requirements and why it's important to save our planet. I'm like, go back to the song, like go back to the rooster. Get bring out Man in a Box. I don't want to hear about your feelings on environmental legislation that we need to pass through the state government. It's not for you, Alice in Chains. But anyway, all right, I'm rambling at this point. Help me understand, folks. Thanks for listening.